to the semis. And the winner of this one between Rider and St. Peter's will be as well. The Bronx and Peacocks met twice during the regular season. There was a couple of Rider wins, as we'll take a look at the starting lineup. For first-year head coach Bashir Mason, your St. Peter's starters, presented by Ready Nutrition. And Chris, we know how great Jalen Murray was, but Isaiah Dasher's played a great role for them.
Again, Isaiah Dasher understands he was on the run with the team last year. Brings a lot to the table at 6'4". He can score it. He defends. I believe he's one of those unsung heroes. We know he's an all-conference player, but he can step it up one more notch. I believe the St. Peter team may have a chance and pull off the upset.
Well, they know a thing or two about upsets, no doubt, as the 10th-seeded Peacocks on the one side, the 2nd-seeded Bronx, their starting lineup presented by Ready Nutrition. We mentioned Dwight Murray Jr., but they've got a slew of talented offensive players. Mervyn James, an all-league contributor this year, and Alan Powell had a great MAAC tournament last year. He looks to duplicate that effort now this season.
Well, again, you talk about Alan Powell, a Philly native. Watch is Mervyn James. He's an AKA dog, and I mean that in a nice way.
One of the better offensive teams in the league, and Rider against the league's top defensive team, St. Peter's.
Eddie, when you talk about defense, in my opinion, St. Peter's plays the best on-the-ball defense in our league. They get in your face. They know what you have for breakfast and lunch.
We appreciate you sticking with us all day long. A full day for our crew here at Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall. And in the nightcap, Mervyn James off the mark to begin our play. Corey Washington secures the rebound.
Love the way St. Peter's went to the glass. I believe they have to gang rebound because this Rider team, efficient, strong, big, and they're very athletic.
Jumper rattles in and out. That came from Jalen Murray. And you don't fault Murray for coming out and trying his luck early on with the way he played against Fairfield last night in a game that saw St. Peter's run away from the Stags.
Again, it starts with their defense, but Murray, again, like I said, crafty off the bounce, very elusive. We talk about Rider playing with expectations. This team understands there's a lot on their shoulders. They want to advance and get to the tournament. Is this Powell's time? I think so. Again, I talked about him. Philly native, unfazed. This young man, you can't tell if he's high or low. I think he can have a big one. St. Peter's, Cinderella once more. Possibility. They defend well enough. Peacock's power moves. I think the Peacocks, when they defend, get out in transition, get some easy ones, they're always in the ball game.
Your keys to the game presented by Jersey Mike's. Offensive rebound down low. Surrounded by a couple of Peacocks is Tariq Ingram. Ball's still loose, and it's St. Peter's ball. And the scrappier this game gets, Chris, the more that favors the 10th seed.
If you're St. Peter's, you want to make this thing ugly.
Batted around a couple of times. James has the rebound taken away. Up, in, and one. Corey Washington.
Classic St. Peter's around the basketball. Again, just chipping away. Washington, good strong rebound, and the finish, looking for an and one.
The freshman from Sherwood, Arkansas, will go to the line for his first-year head coach, Bashir Mason, who was the 3-time NEC Coach of the Year at Wagner. A great tenure on Staten Island as he now goes back home to Jersey City with St. Peter's.
Eddie, I like Coach Mason a lot. He brings that same toughness that was left. He understands what it takes to play in Jersey. He understands the St. Peter's vibe. He gets these guys to defend. The offense will come.
3-point play for Washington, and our first points here in our second quarter final tonight belong to the Peacocks.
And Eddie, the one thing I've been telling all the teams that are remaining, be aggressive from the start.
Murray's jumper rims in and out. The rebound to Muhammad Sow. Important, like you said, to go get it. And going and getting it, Latrell Reed, it's 5-0 St. Peter's.
Right on cue. Reed sees that lane, goes strong to the cup, finish at the rim with the left.
See St. Peter's supply that pressure. Here's James, blocked. It was Washington. The block on one end, running the floor. Washington rolls it in, and it's 7-0 St. Peter's.
And this is the start St. Peter's wanted, making the game mucked up on the defensive end, gang rebounding, but I love running the floor, rim to rim. How to get into that lane, get easy shots, your confidence starts to flow, then that jumper starts to come down a lot easier.
A two-time MAAC Coach of the Year in his 11th season at Rider is Kevin Baggett. Brought this team on a great run to the semifinals last year, and Now, Chris, I think that did a lot for the confidence of this program to have success in the tournament.
Again, I like Coach Kev also. He does such a good job getting these guys to play hard. Talent level is always high at Ryder. Again, it's just a matter of them putting it together.
And here trying to combat a slow start as they've fallen behind to St. Peter's 7-0. Murray going to use the screen. Double team. And stepping on the end line. St. Peter's, and now it'll go back over to Ryder. So they gave up one turnover, Chris, but they're able to force one of their own.
If you're Ryder, you have to like that defensive possession. Coming out of that timeout, you understand, listen, maybe we came out a little sluggish. Let's start here on our defensive end, get the turnover, go down and get a good basket. I like to see a paint touch for Ryder on this possession.
See more of that three-quarter court pressure from St. Peter's. Murray throwing ahead to James. It'll allow St. Peter's to get into some offense a little earlier. Good ball movement here. Mervyn James diving to the basket.
Just like I ordered. Again, get the ball inside. I believe Ryder has a superior size. Pound the St. Peter's smaller team if you can.
It's been a key for them all year, hasn't it? Ryder has been so much more improved with their bigs and scoring in the paint.
We talk about the talent of Iona. Ryder's right there with them.
They've had some great matchups. Those two this year, including on the last day of the regular season. As St. Peter's continues the ball movement, first bucket for Isaiah Dasher.
Fearless, strong, to the cup, unfazed by the rim protection.
Ingram has it taken away by Washington. He'll pitch it ahead to Latrell Reed. Reed off the glass. The tip was missed. Loose ball will go back down to the Bronx.
That's beautiful activity by St. Peter's. Again, defense trying to transition to offense. Here, look at Dasher with the attack, high off the glass. A little bit of contact, no foul call. But again, St. Peter's right now being a little bit more aggressive than Ryder.
Great start to this one for the Peacocks. They've made 4 of their last 5 from the floor. And conversely, Ryder just 1 for 6 to begin our first half. Good ball movement here, Murray. They've gone to their bench as well. Alan Bertrand in the game, the senior from Philadelphia. James, tough pass. Was trying to find Ajirio Jimuno Johnson, and Chris, that was just bad spacing.
Spacing not great. Early on, I talked about the ball pressure of St. Peter's. No one likes to be pressured consistently, Eddie. Again, they're in your way. They're making everything tough. Right now, Ryder has to just slow down, slow the basketball game down, and make solid passes and good decisions.
.16:05 to go here in the first half, our final game of the day here at Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall. Earlier, Iona, decisive winners over Mount St. Mary's. The winner here trying to join the Gales in the semifinals. Here's Dasher across the lane. Good defense by Bertrand. Murray, wing 3, back iron, and the rebound to Ryder. Murray running down floor. Powell, pull 3, right wing off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound, Murray. See the activity by St. Peter's, challenging every pass. Murray gets one to fall.
He never fails. When you get multiple opportunities, it usually ends up with a 3 ball. Talked about the efficiency of Murray, knocks down that one.
St. Peter's back to the half-court offense with a 4-point lead here early in the first half. It's now Alan Powell who draws the assignment of Jalen Murray, who gets inside, lost it on the way up, collects and gets it to fall.
Again, Murray, so crafty off the bounce. Beautiful finish, reminiscent of Kyrie Irving off the glass.
Jalen Murray's playing with confidence right now. James fouled. Good ball movement trying to break that St. Peter's pressure. Mervyn James will go to the free throw line when we come back to Atlantic City.
Entire tournament, the entire nation had their eye on St. Peter's MAAC basketball. We want to salute that crew from last year. But again, there's some toughness still right there for the St. Peter's Peacocks, so don't count them out just yet.
Another free throw coming from Mervyn James. This season was a second-team All-MAAC honoree for Kevin Baggett.
And Mervyn James is that classic guy in our conference who does a little bit of everything. He can put it on the floor, he can shoot it, he's able to go to the glass, and he defends. He can guard bigs and smaller players.
I think you need to add a new classification, right? There's guard and forward, I get all that, but there needs to be a sole classification for matchup nightmares in this league. Mervyn James, all first team.
He's definitely one of those guys who's a matchup nightmare, and when he's aggressive, and I said it earlier, he's a legit dog.
St. Peter's unable to get on the same page. That was Kyle Cardacy who came into the game, the graduate student from Homedale, New Jersey, on the cut. Peacocks have gone to the bench here. A bit of that second unit. Jaden Sadler has checked into the matchup, along with Cam Young.
And when that young man comes into the ball game, he's looking to shoot it. He's a dead-eye shooter.
Well, and one of the veterans of college basketball. He's got experience at a couple different institutions before St. Peter's. There's James on the offensive glass on the putback.
And that's what Mervyn James does. Right place, right time. St. Peter's trying to get an easy one.
Oh, and running down floor, Jerry Ojimuno Johnson, and Ryder will be rewarded with that hustle.
And Jerry with a good job going straight up, able to block that shot. Thought there was some contact, but again, the officials allow these guys to play, especially in this tournament setting, and you have to love that.
Good start for St. Peter's, good answer for Ryder with 14 minutes to go in the first. James, couple in a row for Mervyn James. He's starting to heat up.
And you like him being decisive. Gets that basketball in the painted area, not looking to pass it, score it.
He's so dangerous, catching it in that spot of the zone. Harris Sadler, little pick and roll, so to the basket. James the block. We run the other way with Murray. Leading Powell, three in the corner. And it'll be St. Peter's. Now let's race back the other way with Cardacy. Sadler, cross court, fine. Three from Cardacy is too strong. And these two teams are jazzed up here in the early going.
Again, they're getting after it so good right now. AB runs out of his shoes. However, I think it's so important for St. Peter's to take advantage of the easy opportunities. Great defense. Mervyn James going straight up. That's the verticality rule right there. No foul. In transition, nothing goes down. But when you're St. Peter's and you have a difficult time scoring in the offense, you have to take advantage of transition opportunities.
You can tell how excited everyone is. There's shots that are going off the side of the backboard. Everyone can feel the excitement. They've brought the energy to the late game here with St. Peter's leading by one.
Well, they knew you were on the call, Eddie, so they're excited.
I think they knew Uncle Smooth was in the building. Nehemiah Benson is checked in. Now around we go. Ojimuno Johnson backing down. Cardacy Riders in front.
Love the patience on that move there. No double team, able to fake it. Spins to the baseline off the glass.
In last year's MAAC tournament, Jerry Ojimuno Johnson shot 61%.
He's one of those guys who comes in and plays hard, and that's a good knockdown for St. Peter's from three.
Brent Bland, the redshirt freshman, gives the Peacocks back the lead. Tempo starting to pick up here in the middle stages of the first half. Corey McKeithen in for Ryder. Murray directing traffic. Benson, a free throw line touch, turnaround. Can't get the roll.
Even on the miss, I like the decisiveness. Turn and look at the basket.
Sadler changing speeds, creating the open look straight away. Two in a row for Bland.
And that's the transition opportunities I believe St. Peter's has to take advantage of. Again, it's not an ideal transition, but the defense isn't set.
Something St. Peter's did well last night. Knocked down the three, 9 against Fairfield, and a couple in a row for Brent Bland. Answered the other way, McKeithen.
McKeithen gives you so much energy for your second unit. Not sure if his name was in the Sixth Man of the Year talk, but he's one of those guys, when I watch Ryder, he comes in, gives you good energy defensively, and knocking down the three ball.
Loose ball falling to the deck. Sadler, no whistle. And here we go with Murray. Last few possessions, Ryder starting to get better looks against the St. Peter's zone defense.
Ideally, St. Peter's likes to play man-to-man, but they understand they're a little bit undersized against this Ryder club.
Good defense here as they collapsed on Ojimuno Johnson.
Even in that zone, they play a lot of man-to-man principles.
Bland shows the shot fake. Oh, and not on the same page with Young, and that'll take us to the immediate timeout. St. Peter's still holding a slim lead over Ryder. Peacocks 17-15. Point lead over Ryder in our second quarterfinal.
Well, Eddie, it's so important for me to kind of explain transition basketball. Oftentimes people say, well, Chris, why do you always say it's so important for teams to score in transition? In transition, you get an opportunity to get easier looks. During this time of the year, it's so difficult to score in the half court. Great job here by St. Peter's with the steal. Juju, quick. Nice pass, and this is so important. You can't be lax with the basketball. And talking about transition opportunities, you get an easy look, whereas when the defense is set, everybody's right in your face.
Oh, Beatron lost his shoe. He'll have to put that on the right wing at the bottom of your screen.
And that's the second time.
Yeah, good point. 4-point St. Peter's lead. Here's Ingram. Great look down low. James muscles it up and in.
Nice pass, better catch by James, and finish.
We've seen Ryder go to its strength inside. We've seen St. Peter's turn defense to offense here in the first half that sees the Peacocks leading by 2. Here is Dasher. Pull up inside the arc. Tipped rebound, and it comes out to Powell. Allen Powell sprinting down floor. Falls hard and will go to the line for 2. And hopefully Allen Powell is okay. He hit the deck very hard.
Again, going strong to the cup. Legs from underneath him. Looks like he came.
St. Peter's, Chris, got to select the free throw shooter for Ryder, and it'll be in the person of junior Tariq Ingram.
Well, Ingram at the line, probably the lowest percentage shooter on the floor at the time. Knocks down the first one. But you want to make sure Powell be able to return to this game, or at least get himself together. I know to start the game, he has his left wrist and thumb taped up. Did get a chance to see them at the zoo versus the Mount St. Mary's, and he hurt his wrist on that time period. So we're just looking to see that he's okay.
Yeah, Ingram is a pretty good free throw shooter on the season at 73%. Goes 1 for 2. Powell on the bench being tended to by the athletic training staff, but from our vantage point, looks okay, thankfully. Hopefully he's able to come back in for Ryder at some point.
No question.
Murray goes to the floater and extends the St. Peter's lead.
Again, Juju starting to get into a nice rhythm. Comes off that screen and roll action really hard. Floater open, knocks it down.
Something about St. Peter's and great guard play in March that has the Peacocks going with a 3-point lead. James finding Ingram.
Again, decisive move, great high-low look. On the turn, Mervin knew exactly where he was going.
Ryder seems to be able to hit that short post pretty easily here in the first half.
He is wide open because whoever gets it in that high post area, if you make a good decision, you're going to get a bucket from there or a nice pass.
Sadler, pull up 2, smooth for Jaden Sadler.
That's a tough move by Sadler. He may be the one guy, in my opinion, who pressures the ball better than anyone in the league. And if he can score it on the offensive end, this guy is really tough.
Murray, wave it away. It's an offensive foul on Ryder's Dwight Murray Jr. Credit Mohamed Sow for stepping in.
St. Peter's defense stepping up. That's what you expect, and you see that often from their bigs.
8:17 to go here in the first. And the 10th seed with a 3-point lead over their in-state rival. You got to love Ryder St. Peter's in Atlantic City.
Ryder St. Peter's, you talk about great defense, you talk about explosive offense. Who can have their strength wear out the other?
Dasher going to pull up for 3. And James skies for the rebound initially. Oh, and then keeps it alive. Here comes McKeithen.
St. Peter's does such a good job getting back on defense.
Yeah, they really do. They haven't allowed Ryder any easy buckets. It's a smooth-looking jumper, Tariq Ingram.
Once again, if you're decisive when you catch it in that mid-post area, you're going to get something good.
Good first half going for Ingram. He's been active here in a one-point game. Good hands. Here is Murray. Dwight Murray, the steal. Oh, and the finish, but he can't get it to fall. McKeithen surrounded by Peacocks. Over to Ingram. First try missed. And a foul before the second try.
Thought that was a crafty decision by Murray to go to the opposite side, put too much English on it, but look how quickly St. Peter's gets back on defense. Again, St. Peter's had a full game under their belt. I think it usually takes a half before you say, okay, I feel comfortable playing in this setting.
Well, St. Peter's looked really comfortable last night. They shot 48% in that win over Fairfield. How have they followed that up through 13 minutes? They're shooting 50% tonight.
Love what they're doing. I like them in the zone, man-to-man principles. However, they're still putting good pressure on the basketball.
6:50 remaining here in the first. There's James showing the variety of post moves. James staying active, gets it to fall.
Gives you the bully strength after the bucket. I told you this guy, he is the quintessential guy who's a tough matchup, like you said, Eddie O, at 6'6", does a little bit of everything, working on the glass that time.
Well, you mentioned it's going to be a slugfest, and the Bronx take a 1-point lead. They have not been able to say that all this half. Strong drive here for Washington, but right into James, and then a foul, and the momentum has shifted to the cranberry and white clad 2-seed Ryder Bronx.
Again, take a look at this defense here. You're going in for the challenge, but these are legit bigs here. These guys go straight up. They're not moving. You have to go into the chest to try to get that contact. Nothing going down there.
It's been a couple of times in this half that we've seen it was Mervyn James once, Tariq Ingram once. Excellent contests going straight up.
I'm going to give some credit to the coaching staff, telling those bigs, jump straight up, don't move your arms down. Again, you'll get the benefit of the doubt. No fouls called at all.
Ryder's gone to its bench, bringing in veteran Zarian Blue. And good to see Alan Powell back in the game. Here is Blue. He'll go to the teardrop move, and Zarian Blue extends the Ryder advantage.
And you talk about that talent level from Ryder. Blue started off the ball game, had been coming off your bench. He's fearless, beautiful floater on the baseline.
A 6-0 run for the Bronx.
One of the best compliments you can give a team, Eddie, or player is explosiveness. Before you know it, you blink an eye, you're up by 2, make it 12.
And more good defense. Murray forcing the turnover. Latrell Reed stepped out of bounds. And you can see how excited that Ryder bench is. They can sense it in the midst of this run.
Starting to feel the energy, and you said it earlier, the momentum possibly changing, starting with defense. Good job there by Murray, cutting off that baseline. Can they get a really good look on the offensive end, put more pressure on St. Peter's?
And no doubt it has started on the defensive end for Ryder. They've held St. Peter's scoreless for over 3 minutes now.
During the course of the season, St. Peter's sometimes can be challenged offensively.
James, high post catch. Now Ingram. Dasher got a hand on it. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Murray with 5 to shoot. Step back 2, gets his man in the air, and Dwight Murray can't get the roll. And it will send it down to St. Peter's in a 26-23 game.
That's a win for St. Peter's, getting that close to shot clock violation there. However, the ball still gets into the paint. Paint touches are so important if you're Ryder.
Peters came out on fire. Ryder answered. Now it's kind of settled into just another physical MAAC tournament game.
You want to come out aggressive. I love the way St. Peter's came out Again, Ryder is so talented. You know at some point that talent's going to catch up to the basketball game.
The familiarity between these teams. As Murray, the catch and shoot, corner three is good.
The Dwight Murray Jr. Again, this guy is a pro's pro. He knows when to take shots for himself and get his teammates involved. Love the fans.
And while you have that smooth, St. Peter's has gone now over 4 minutes without a field goal. Dangerous here late in the first half.
Again, that has happened to St. Peter's during the season. They understand there may be a lull where we don't score the ball. Let us just try to get good offense, rely on our defense. Hopefully we can get out in transition to get some easy ones.
10 to shoot. Here's Murray. A matchup of our impact players. Jalen Murray inside. Can't get the roll. Offensive rebound for the Peacocks. Bland has knocked down a couple from beyond the arc. Can't get that to fall. Murray, quick the other way. Powell. And Latrell Reed is there. Blue is going to step into a jumper straight away. Zarian Blue with 5 points off the bench.
Beautiful decision making there by Blue. Clapping his hands. He understands. Looking to reverse the basketball. Hold it. No one's guarding me. I'll take the three.
12 in a row for Ryder. St. Peter's in need of a bucket with 3:18 to go.
No question about it.
Can Murray supply it? He can. Jalen Murray for three.
Juju said, listen, I'll take the three ball with the straw. Juju drink.
Had 23 last night against Fairfield. That was a huge bucket for St. Peter's.
They definitely needed that shot there. He knocks it down. Like I said in the opening, this young man here is unfazed by the situation.
Offensive foul will be whistled down low. James was trying to screen for Ingram. And with 2:50 remaining before the break, St. Peter's will get it back. They just stopped a big run, and now they have another chance to cut another Ryder lead.
Like I said, Eddie, they work so hard on the defensive end. They understand they're going to get stops. However, offensively, can we get some easy ones in transition? Can we occasionally get a three ball to go down for us? We'll stick around. We rely on our defense.
Yeah, that's not only the St. Peter's identity, it's the identity of Bashir Mason. He was a tremendous defensive player, scored a whole bunch of points as well when he was at Drexel, but his Wagner teams were always strong defensively.
Well, again, everybody preaches defense and they claim they want to play defense. St. Peter's is one of those teams. They come out and prove it. It's their calling card year in and year out.
Offensive board. So lost it, but it'll stay this end of the floor. Still 19 to shoot.
And the last point on that defense, it travels, Eddie. Doesn't matter if you're at home, on the road, neutral site. If you play good defense, you can do that anywhere.
Murray just hit a big three. He's got 7 first-half points. Here's Bland. Oh, he was ready on the catch off the front of the rim. Cardacci, offensive rebound. Big-time block by Blue. So muscles it up and in, and he'll have a chance for a three-point play.
Jersey City, tough possession. Relentless, going to the glass, off the miss here. Again, we go strong to the basket. Blue blocks that. Great job. However, no, I'm staying on this. Give me this and one. I'm looking for an opportunity to close this out at the free throw line.
This half has been truly a tournament half. Big early run for St. Peter's. Big punch back for Ryder. And then back and forth they go. And just as soon as you think Ryder's going to take control, St. Peter's says, hold on a minute.
St. Peter's is one of the teams in our league, and most of them have the same MO, will not give up.
The 2 games in the regular season saw Ryder win by 21 and 13. But you wipe all that away here in the postseason. Here's Blue, who's been aggressive. He puts it in. Wave it away. Everybody waited to see where they were going to point, and it'll be an offensive foul on Zarian Blue.
So giving you really good possessions on both ends of the floor. Like this step up here, taking another charge. Good job, big fella. It's always a pleasure to see bigs taking charges. Ideally, they want to go straight up and block everything. But if you're a big, you stand in and take a charge, that's huge. That goes to your coaching and understanding what it takes defensively. And again, that's huge. So stepping up.
Minute 40 to go here in the first. Here's Bland to the basket. So keeps the ball alive. Loose ball down low. Benson dives for it. Cardacci and So tie him up. And on the alternate possession, it'll stay this end of the floor with 93 seconds to go before halftime.
Another hustle play by So. Too much English on that one right there by Bland. But check out So using his length. Maybe a little light in the seat there. He goes down, but he's still hustling, Eddie.
We've used the word scrappy, and it really personifies the St. Peter's team to a T.
And that's no knock at So saying he's light in the seat. Again, that happens oftentimes, but again, he's still giving you a big-time effort.
Big-time shot from Jalen Murray, and he makes it a one-point game.
Talk to me, Juju. Again, off the bounce. Looks like New York City has met Atlantic City.
First Peacock in double digits with 10. And a whistle here before Allen Bertrand can get rolling to the basket.
Again, watch Juju off the bounce. Again, I've seen him do this a number of times up there at Rucker Park, up there at Dyckman Park. Said, talk to me, I got 3 on that.
Jalen Murray made that look easy. That is one of the most difficult moves you might see all weekend, a high degree of difficulty.
And Eddie, that's a rhythm shot. You see a lot of guys when they put it through their legs 1 or 2 times, but off that second or third bounce, they're looking to shoot it.
Inside of a minute to go here in the first. Here's Ojimuno Johnson. Lost it on the way up. Benson, put back is good.
Love that by Benson again. Thought there was contact, played right through it. No complaints.
Ryder able to stop the St. Peter's 8-0 scoring run.
Get used to saying that, Eddie.
Back and forth here in this second quarter final tonight. Here's Murray. You can see the confidence rising in Jalen Murray. Spinning, splitting 2 defenders and putting it in.
Right now he's in a good offensive rhythm. Doesn't realize anyone is guarding him. He thinks he can go wherever he needs to go, and he's doing it.
Here's Dwight Murray to the basket. He lost it on the way up, and they call an offensive foul.
Said it earlier, Eddie. St. Peter's understands we're going to defend. But if we can get some offense, woo, look out. Great job, step up. And he may have been moving, but when the rhythm is going your way on the defensive end, the officials understand.
Well, they've inbound to Cardacci, and he's fouled with 1.6 remaining. The baseball pass from the baseline found Cardacci, and that foul will be the 7th on St. Peter's, and it will result in 1-1. What a development here in the final few seconds of the first half.
Wow, not giving up, playing until you see zeros across the board. I thought Cardacci did a really good job selling that play. Wasn't a lot of contact, but again, when you're on a roll and a rhythm, the officials see that too.
Cardacci, who's an excellent shooter, calmly sinks the first.
Take a look at this again, Eddie, again.
Shooter.
I thought it was limited contact, if any. Cardacci sells it. He goes down, makes the first free throw, looking for a second.
Well, he's been a tremendous shooter since his high school days here in New Jersey. First one ties it. St. Peter's leads by 1. Oh, what an end to the half here in Boardwalk Hall. Runs back and forth, and St. Peter's leads 35-34.
Eddie, you wouldn't expect anything less.
Well, don't go anywhere.
Because you're just wearing them down, grinding away. Use your size.
We took a look at our keys of the game way back when, and one of the things that really stuck with me there was we know what St. Peter's did a season ago. But you know what? For a second act to that tremendous run last year, through a game and a half, they have shown that they are here to play again.
Jersey, tough.
James, too strong. Blue gets the start here in the second half, and he keeps it alive. And a whistle here. I believe they'll have to take a look at the shot clock. So Zarian Blue will start this second half for Ryder. Made a big impact in that first half with 5 points. He's an accomplished scorer, too. He's a Division II transfer from Lincoln. Had a big game in their regular season finale against Iona. I'm going to put him in the X Factor category as he gets a start here in the second.
He definitely belongs there. I think Blue understands what it takes. He comes in with confidence. He looks to score the basketball. He isn't afraid. Those are the type players you know can step up big in a tournament setting. Again, may not be high on your scouting report, but in Blue's mind, when I get in this basketball game, I'm ready to play.
Well, look at his season. He plays 11 minutes a game. He only averages 2.4 points. But when you look at what he accomplished, again, at Division II, Lincoln the last few years, you start to identify, well, Dwight Murray, we know, Mervyn James, Allen Powell, but then if you have to worry about a fourth or fifth option, he can go have a big game. It could make a big difference.
And the scary part about averages, again, I'm an eye test guy. You know this guy, when he comes in, he knows he can score the ball.
Loose ball foul here will go on Ryder. Murray's shot was missed. It's going to go on Ingram. It'll be the first foul on Tariq Ingram.
Solid box out there. Again, because St. Peter's is scrappy in that zone. I wrote this down at halftime. You like to see him in the man-to-man, but you have man-to-man principles in that zone. Good box out. Call for the foul, Ryder. St. Peter's takes possession.
We know how good Murray was in that first half. Led St. Peter's with 12 points. Who else is going to step up for the Peacocks? Here's Reed. He'll try his hand at it, and he'll increase that Peacock lead.
Well, Reed said, listen, I'll take it. Strong to the cup, going to the right. Most of these guards are good off the bounce. Murray with the steal.
The swipe at midcourt. Jalen Murray makes it 39-34, and Kevin Baggett calls timeout.
Again, I talked about Powell having his right wrist and thumb taped up. Murray comes right by quickly.
Today, visit LevyRecognition.com. St. Peter's a 5-point lead over Ryder, and Chris, the Peacocks have answered the call early in the second.
Answered the call with their defense, showing the pressure, keeping the heat on this Ryder team.
Kevin Baggett not messing around at all. The steal and finish from Murray prompted that timeout.
No question about it. Again, it looks like Powell's having some issues with his wrist or hand. He has to be taken out. Ryder with a good look here. Big time box out again by St. Peter's, and that's what they want. Take the outside shot. We'll take our chances. We don't want you in the paint.
This game has been punch, counter punch all game. Big runs have really been the defining factor, and now St. Peter's in the midst of one early in the second.
Basketball is a game of runs. How do you answer and counter a run?
Tough shot by Reed, and it will, with 1 second on the shot clock, go back the other way. Good defense by Ingram. Blue will come out. They'll bring back in Alan Beatrin. James, aggressive to the basket. An offensive foul. Mervyn James whistled for the call, and there's So again, getting in the draw.
And look at So. He comes up with 3 fingers. He's telling the bench, that's my third I've taken. And we talked about this earlier. When you're a big player, you're looking to block shots. He steps in and takes another charge. He sees this the entire time. Great job anchoring that defense back there. Later on in that play, he takes the charge.
And a big call here early in the second half. That is the third foul on Mervyn James. So he'll have to sit down for at least a few minutes with St. Peter's up by 5. The second leading scorer on Ryder, who will now be on the bench. Murray guarded by Beatrin. Murray off the bounce to the basket. And a whistle with 1 on the shot clock. Jalen Murray will go to the line.
And you watch Murray, a.k.a. Juju. He loves these situations. Clock going down. You give me the opportunity to clear out. I can go off the bounce. Feels like I'm at Dykeman Park. Go strong to the cup.
You can just see it. You can see in the bounce, in the dribble, the confidence growing in Jalen Murray. Bashir Mason looking on, and Murray will go to the line where he shoots 85%.
He's one of those guys who has it on a string. And the really good ball handlers, Eddie, if you watch them, they make good moves between the bounce. When the ball isn't in their hand, they're able to shake and quiver and do the thing and get to the cup.
There's an element of old school to that game, by the way, and it's a bit of a throwback, and you can see, though, it's still very effective.
Spoke with someone during the halftime break. They said, well, Murray is so good off the bounce. He likes the playground type setting. Yes, indeed.
Well, you know who else thrives in that setting? Dwight Murray Jr., and he breaks the breaks the St. Peter's run, excuse me.
The pro's pro right there. Again, understanding I need to call my own number to get my guys back going.
Well, St. Peter's breaking the Rider pressure. An excellent ball movement, so makes it 43-36.
Lack of communication. Rider showing pressure there. On the back end, you have to talk it through.
With both Powell and James out, Murray made the last one. Where does Rider go here? Ingram down low. Great moves down low, and Tariq Ingram puts it in.
Beautiful feet there by Tariq. Excellent patience off the glass with the right, Eddie.
I feel like it's a throwback game. You got Jalen Murray getting to the paint, Tariq Ingram showing us the post moves.
Basically, big fella said on that move, let me get more touches in the paint.
There's Dasher, going to get it with 15 to shoot. Now Murray. Rider runs two different players at him. Beatron in the passing lane, loose ball. Shot clock never reset, but a whistle. They call the foul on Benson.
Excellent hustle on both ends. AB almost coming up with the steal. Again, Benson comes in. Just
play in this contest. One of them currently on the bench with foul trouble, and Mervyn James with 3, but Dwight Murray, a unanimous pick for the first team. His team down by 5. They need him now more than ever.
No question about it. I believe he's the guy who can definitely step up. As I said in the opening, if he doesn't call his own number, he puts everybody else in position to be successful.
A wild sequence here. A deflection lost out of bounds by Washington. Ultimately is St. Peter's turnover.
Now, Eddie, I love the way you segued me into that last segment. I was never an all-conference player. However, when I saw those lists, I was that guy who said, I belong on that list. Let me show you during the tournament. And a guy like Mr. Murray, Juju, is showing you exactly why he could possibly be on that list next season.
That's only because I wasn't doing the picking.
They didn't know any better than back in that time.
They didn't take winning into account?
Again, I had a number of guys who were on the list already. You can't put everybody on one team on it. And that's a big-time move from AB, from Roman Catholic in Philly.
I knew you were getting a Philly reference in on that.
Had to.
Alan Beatron makes it a 3-point game. And we start asking the question, with Powell and James out, who will step up? Well, Beatron's a pretty good candidate to do that.
No question about it. Plenty of time in this ball game. You don't need to panic. You talk about the depth. You talk about the talent on that Rider basketball team. Coach Baggs can go really deep.
See, Rider's extending its pressure, too. Here's So, who's played quite a game for St. Peter's.
Talk to me, Muhammad. Defensively, he's taken 3 charges. Very solid on the offensive end. Good look. Anytime a big has 2 feet in the paint, he should score it or get fouled.
His impact felt both sides of the floor. Drawing charges. Finishing down low as well. Here's Murray, stepped on the out-of-bounds line.
And we usually see one of those per game, Eddie. Guys have to be aware where they are on the court. Not sure if I saw that, Eddie. Did you? Did you catch it?
Might have been that left foot. And when players almost go to get that running start, sometimes they need to be aware where they are. It's tough.
Love that, Eddie. Again, players should understand, when you start off, don't go backwards, go forward.
Right. No, it's true. And you almost want to back yourself in and then, no, I can't go backwards anymore. And, you know, you want aggressive players, and obviously Murray is, but you mentioned it. You see that happening more and more.
At least once per game.
Down low. So, turning, finishing again. It's a 7-point St. Peter's lead.
Really good job using that screen and roll action, able to drag it. So gets himself deep once again. Ryder late on the contest.
Double team McKeithen, but a whistle. Bland and Murray were there, and they'll call the foul on St. Peter's.
Right now, this St. Peter's team is so scrappy with their pressure. They're starting to feel really good about trapping areas.
Well, Ryder's using some defensive pressure to try to come back. St. Peter's is using defensive pressure to maintain their lead.
And Eddie, I say this time and time again, as a player, I love pressure. If you attack it, you're going to get something good.
The ball movement here. Blue has come back and short, and there's So, who is playing quite the game for St. Peter's.
So is giving him such good minutes, and he's starting to feel really good about himself, playing in a nice rhythm.
Sadler into the lane, threw it away. Here comes Blue. Pitch ahead, Beatron. 1-on-2 the other way, and he's fouled.
Good advanced pass, allowing AB to make something happen to draw the contact. Talked about this earlier. Transition is so important against good defensive teams. Good lead pass, go at the defense, draw the contact, earn the 2 free throws. Again, you don't want to set up every time down against a solid defense. Get it out, make things happen. These guys want to be in the open floor.
Another free throw coming from Beatron, who we mentioned Cardacy earlier for St. Peter's, one of those just college basketball veterans. Well, Alan Beatron falls in that category. He was an all-league selection in the CAA when he was at Towson, and after a quick spin up to the University of Rhode Island, found a nice home at Ryder.
Well, again, this guy's not afraid, always confident, comes from one of the best schools in the city of Philadelphia, Roman Catholic, just won the championship in the Catholic League, which is probably one of the toughest leagues in the country.
7 minutes gone by. 47-41 St. Peter's. McKeithen all over Cardacy. Now Sadler, left-hand dribble, into the lane. Good defense by Blue. And Sadler can't get it off, and the Bronx crank up the defensive intensity.
Tremendous defensive possession there by Ryder. Everything was contested, passes, on-the-ball defense. St. Peter's getting a taste of their own medicine.
Here's Ryder breaking the pressure. Beatron shot off the mark. And So tips the rebound to himself.
Even on the miss, I like the attack mode there by AB.
Reed went to get inside, and they're going to call a whistle on Ajiri Ojimuno-Johnson. So the player that comes out is Beatron. Ojimuno-Johnson will stay in. He's got 3. Mervyn James returns. He has 3. And Kevin Baggett saying, down 6, 12-25 to go. It's game time.
Well, again, Merv had been on the bench for a while. You talked about him being an all-league player. This is the time when you want your all-league guys to step up.
Sadler knocks in the long 2.
I like Sadler a lot. Defensively, you know he's going to get after you. If he can knock down shots, it's definitely a bonus.
8-point lead for St. Peter's is its largest of the evening. Here's McKeithen, the change of direction. 5 to shoot. Murray into the lane to the teardrop. And who was the last to touch it? They say it was Ryder.
St. Peter's battling. Murray got to a spot, but on that possession, if you notice, Eddie, everything was contested. In this situation, oftentimes when coaches get teased, it can fire up a team, fire up his players, but I believe a guy like Dwight Murray will keep everything cool on the floor. Let's see if St. Peter's can take advantage of this opportunity to put points on the board at the free throw line.
And a normally dependable free throw shooter, Cardacey, misses the first. Now a 9-point lead as he goes 1 for 2.
A little miscommunication there. St. Peter's wasn't sure if the ball belongs to them. You got to take it.
If they're offering it to you. There's Reed in the backcourt. Threw it through about 3 different Bronx, and now we'll settle things down with 11.5 remaining.
St. Peter's very fortunate they didn't turn it over there.
Peacocks led big early. And that'll be a travel. Sadler a little too exuberant getting going.
Murray on the bench right now. Where does St. Peter's get their scoring? However, he and Dasher check right in now as if they heard me.
Yeah, as that possession was ending, they both sprinted up off the bench to return. And they'll also bring in So, who has played a pivotal role on both ends of the floor in this game so far.
Again, you talk about a guy like So, long, very athletic, little light in the seat as I stated earlier, but he's giving you everything.
James, try to get it down low. On the kick, it'll stay with Ryder. 11-11 remaining here in the second.
Now, Eddie, in the first half, what did I say? At that mid-post area, they were very decisive. Made a decision quickly. That time, Mervyn James hesitates when he turns. Turn, Mervyn, score it if you're going to score it.
Here is Murray, the one dribble. Ojimuno Johnson sliding to the basket.
Excellent screen and roll action. Love the pass by Murray. Puts it right there for Jury. Lays it in with the left.
Snaps a couple of minute scoreless drought for Ryder. Back to a 7-point game. Dasher, double-figure scorer last night. Been a bit more quiet tonight. It's allowed Murray to take center stage. Dasher, all with 1 on the clock. James will be whistled for his 4th foul and a huge turning point in this game with 10:31 left.
Strong move here by Dasher. Oh, Eddie, I think that's ball in hand. Let that one go. Now, ideally, if you're Ryder, you want to keep your calm. You don't want to go over the top. Play through it.
Another free throw coming as Dasher rolls in his first, a 77% free throw shooter. We take another look.
Even on the second angle, again, from what I've always been taught, hand and ball connected, thought that was clean.
Well, just when you kind of factor in the totality of the play,
Yes.
1 second on the shot clock, tough call anyway. Made even more difficult by the fact that Ryder's second leading scorer now has 4 fouls.
And that's more important than the foul itself, because Mervyn James has to sit down. Still plenty of time, but when you're making your run, like I stated earlier, you want your all-conference players on the floor.
So now Ryder will have to launch the comeback bid, down 9 without the services of Mervyn James for a while. Beatron finding Blue, reverse layup. And the whistle happened. This is a player that hit the floor, and now we'll have free throws.
Blue came out of his sneaker. Why didn't that ball go down, Eddie? That was a unique layup. Thought he hit it off the glass in the right spot. Nice pass in traffic there. Thought Blue did the right thing, using that glass to finish the rim there as a protector. Hit the wrong spot, but he earns himself free throws.
When you saw how violently So hit the floor, as he hit the floor, the whistle was blown. They kind of blended together as Zarian Blue will shoot 2.
And that's a credit to how great athletes these guys are. Such good shape. If you or I hit the floor like that, Eddie, we're still out there, and we're calling 911.
Yeah, I'd be out for a week.
How about a year for me?
Reed will take a seat. Jaden Sadler has returned. I mentioned the strong first half that Blue had. And now up to 7 points in a now 7-point game.
Ryder showing pressure.
A foul in the backcourt. That'll be the 8th Ryder foul. So for the duration of the game, St. Peter's shooting free throws, as Sadler will go for 1 and 1.
Take a look at the clock, Eddie. 10:07, and that's such a benefit for a team like St. Peter's. Most people are saying, well, why, Smooth? What do you mean that's a benefit? A team that struggles to score the basketball for the remainder of the game, now they're shooting. You have a guy like Murray so good off the bounce, you can't touch him.
And another one coming for Sadler. St. Peter's as a team shoots under 70%, but you got to go beyond that. You know Jalen Murray's going to have the ball all second half. He shoots 85%. Dasher as well is near 80%.
You look at it this way. You understand we're shooting for the remainder of the way. We're going to milk the clock if we need to, run our offense, give it to Murray at the end of the shot clock, and you make something happen. But it's more importantly also, Eddie, if you're St. Peter's, you're playing to win, not to lose.
And so far, they have played winning basketball tonight. A 1-point game at halftime. They've outscored Ryder 19-11 so far in the second. McKeithen will get inside, and he'll get the floater to fall.
Strong move, a decisive move, looking to score the ball. This zone in the second half has had Ryder on their heels.
It'll be Reed who brings it up inside of 10 minutes remaining. Dasher. St. Peter's can be patient. There's a slip to the basket, and it'll be free throws with 9:26 to go.
Big time move. I've loved the pass there. You called it on the slip.
Blue picks up the foul. It's his second. It'll send Latrell Reed, the 6'3 senior from South Jersey, Willingboro, New Jersey, to the line.
Jersey tough. And how tough do you have to be mentally to play on this St. Peter's team following the great year where everybody loved you, talked about you, a number of people transfer, you lose your coach as he misses the second free throw, so you have a new group who comes in, everybody's saying, well, they're not what they were. You know you have to play with a chip on your shoulder.
Well, in a program that prides itself on playing with a chip on its shoulder, now gets an even bigger chip.
And guess who it starts with? Coach Mason.
Out of bounds, stays this end of the floor.
So solid in the post area there. Jury inside, 2 feet in the paint. You got to score that or get that contact.
Yeah, you made a great point on the previous play where it's hard for the players to then be the next group to go out after what St. Peter's did. And give credit to Bashir Mason. It was hard for someone to follow the act that Shaheen Holloway laid out. And St. Peter's did a phenomenal job in bringing in Bashir Mason, an accomplished coach in his own right.
No doubt about it.
Second try, Blue can't get the roll. And it'll go down to the Peacocks.
Wow, 2 point-blank shots in the paint. You love that if that's Ryder, you're a Ryder fan, but you have to capitalize and close those out.
Sadler and an 8-point game. Allowed Murray to play off the ball a lot in the second half. So, steps out. And this will send it down. The big guy trying from outside.
And I like what Coach Mason said to him. Let it roll a little bit more. So right now, patting his chest, I understand. Thought that was kind of a heat check. I'm feeling good about myself. Maybe this will go down for me.
It's Blue, who looks to potentially play that Mervyn James role in the middle of the zone offensively. Beatrin gets the roll.
That's it, Eddie. Be aggressive attack. If you're at the park, if you're playing with your boys, you want to attack. Don't change right now.
8:10 remaining. It's been the sustained St. Peter's run. They have the majority of the lead here in the second half. Sadler, the drive and kick, but wave away the dasher made three on the offensive foul.
Looks like the St. Peter's bench will love a review. They think he was inside the circle. Let's take a look at it. Strong moves. Thought McKeithen was outside the circle. Yep. Legit call.
A great job by our crew. You saw that space between McKeithen's heels and the arc.
Our crew is doing a phenomenal job. They've been doing a phenomenal job since the start of the tournament.
I mean, this is the 10th game in 2 days for this crew. That is remarkable.
A lot going on.
Three, McKeithen, front of the rim, blew the big offensive rebound. He finds McKeithen, and he'll go to the free throw line.
And that's what Ryder has to do. Bigger, stronger team, hammer him on the glass, get second opportunities.
St. Peter's a 6-point lead. We're getting close to crunch time here at Jim Whalen. Ways.
Taking charges, keeping balls alive. Those are the small things that the average fan does not see or understand. But if he's your teammate, you appreciate it.
Another free throw for Corey McKeithen with 2-seed Ryder down here in the second half.
And Corey has given them good minutes off the bench.
St. Peter's with difficulty in the backcourt. Almost a turnover, and now Jalen Murray.
Again, very fortunate to keep possession there.
Well, here's Sadler now. Jalen Murray's been quiet here in the second half. At least to this point. He gets a touch with 8 to shoot. Pull up. 3. Loose ball. McKeithen rebound.
Look how quickly St. Peter's gets back on defense. Nothing easy.
Yeah, their ability to limit Ryder's transition in this game has been absolutely a key.
In addition to getting back in transition, locating.
4 to shoot. Blue, tough 2. He'll go to the line. They're going to call Dasher for the foul. It'll be his second.
And how about the minutes from Blue? Eddie, you talked about his average. I never look at averages. I give you an eye test. Blue's coming to this basketball game looking to try to get his and help his team advance.
And when you're an older player, I feel like we see this all over college basketball. Whether it's transfers, whether it's the extra year, there's veterans all over the place. And you know what? It's great for the game because they have that sense of urgency.
No question about it. Transfer portal, fifth-year seniors. You have guys who are legitimate grown men who could possibly be playing overseas or playing at the next level. They should be at the rec somewhere. They're playing college basketball. They understand what they can and cannot do. This young man knows he can score. He's put in that position. And as I stated earlier, if you're at the park, you're looking to score. He knows he can score it. Missed that second free throw.
Has made it a one-possession game with 6:40 to go in the second. Reed picks up his dribble. He calls timeout.
I like us being right on top of the action there, Eddie. You can hear Murray saying, got him, got him, got him. That was an excellent trapping situation. Reason being, you had the lines to assist you. Again, you had up at the scoreboard. We're still winning. And now they're shooting free throws on everything, which we made that point earlier. If you need to, give it to Murray. We'll take it and go from there. If you can't touch Murray, he's going to the free throw line.
St. Peter's had just 1 second to get it over. Good recognition by Reed. He looked up, sprinted over, and now into the possession. So with 7. Left-hand dribble to the block. Mohamed So. The low post moves. He put it in.
I was about to make the comment again because So maybe a light in the seat. However, using his quickness and being able to slither around Ingram and scored off the glass.
10 points, 8 rebounds tonight from Mohamed So. Inside of 6 minutes remaining. Here's Ingram. He'll show his low post moves off. Can't get it to fall. Rebound, Washington.
Check out the battle on the glass. Gang rebounding to come up with that.
Each minute that goes by with a St. Peter's lead, their belief grows.
And Eddie, the last thing you want to do if you're a rider is start looking up at the clock.
Murray floating it down. Blue, good defense. And a whistle. It'll go the other way. They're going to call it on Corey Washington.
Great hustle by both players. Blue reading that defensively, almost coming up with the transition steal. Thought that was a good foul by Washington.
There you see those two go crashing right in front of us. 5-point game, 5:20 remaining, but free throws now coming as Ryder continues this kind of dragged out long comeback bid in the second half.
Yes, indeed. I'm smiling, Eddie, because I believe Washington thought that might be a flagrant because he did grab him from the rear.
So Blue back to the line. He's got 8 points tonight. Make it 9.
How about the minutes from Blue? Again, starting the second half. He may have started the first half, not sure. But again, he's giving you really good minutes.
He's been key in this game. Again, you throw out the averages, deservedly so, this time of year. Blues now in double digits, and it's a one-possession game. Here goes Reed into the front court. Now Murray. Gonna split a double team. Here's Murray inside. Pull up 2. Can't get it to fall. And send it down with 5:07 left.
Tough bounce there by Murray. Got himself right into a sweet spot in the lane. Pulls up, rattles in, and comes out on him.
Iona's already through to the semis. Dominant win earlier against Mount St. Mary's. One of these two teams want to join the Gales in that semifinal round, but we've got 4:55 left in what's been a great game so far. Petrin, wild shot. Gets it on the second try and puts it in. It's a 1-point game.
Philly tough basket there. A little bit out of control on the initial drive. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up strong. 1-point ball game.
Almost a turnover as Murray's pass was almost intercepted. Here's Reed now. Physical. Riders trapping all over the floor. The throw out of it. Cardacci. And is fouled on the way to the basket.
AB going hard at the shooter, not allowing that 3 ball to go up. It would have been huge if St. Peter's knocks down the 3, so I think that's a solid foul.
He'll make Cardacci earn it from the line. 75% shooter on the season.
Steps up with a lot of confidence, Eddie.
Well, another one of those players that has been around college basketball for a couple of seasons.
It's rare that we see a true freshman on the floor in situations like this.
And with 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining, Mervyn James and those 4 fouls make their return.
We talked about we have not heard from Murray in a minute. This is the time where he usually comes up with a big shot.
He did it a year ago on Ryder's run to the semifinals. They knocked off top seed Iona last year. Now Ryder's the higher seeded team. 4 and change remaining.
Can they handle expectations?
James, Ingram. Give and go with James, back to a 1-point game.
Beautiful pass by Ingram in a position where he can shoot the ball, use some patience there. Mervyn James with the closeout.
Reed, Sadler now with 18 to shoot. St. Peter's going to be patient. Reed going to get it back from Sadler with 8 to shoot. Hesitation move, pull up, left elbow, jumper. Too strong, they're so on the glass.
Guess who's so keeping it alive. Now again, if Ryder can keep everything in front of him, no Murray on the floor, who probably has the best chance of beating you off the bounce, be solid defensively, come up with a rebound.
Shot clock winding down. Sadler, huge three in the corner.
Sadler said, well, listen, Smooth, how about me? I'm going to knock down the three in the corner. Big-time shot.
The three with 3 minutes to go increases that St. Peter's lead, 62-58. Murray finding Blue. Left-hand layup is good.
Great cut by Blue, using that rim as a shield, going to the opposite side. We got a good one, Eddie-O.
Great finish down the stretch here in Atlanta.
Trying to bully down Ingram. And again, in a situation like that, you know Ingram's a stronger player. He touches him a little bit, then he uses his strength to the baseline and quickness, scores the bucket.
10 points, 9 rebounds tonight for Mohamed Sow. March brings out heroes left and right. Maybe So will be our first here in Atlantic City.
And that's the great thing about college basketball in a tournament.
Murray, catch and shoot three, dagger.
That's the last guy that you want to leave open. Miscommunication by Ryder. Guys looking around. Murray gets to the corner, nails the three.
19 points for Murray. Who's got it? All right.
Again, Washington quickly comes over. We didn't get a clean hand on it. Look at the St. Peter's guys all over the place.
I can't even let the broadcast crew get our hands on the basketball. Late shot clock three from Murray. And Ryder now needing the comeback bid. The Bronx have played in close games all season. James jumper too strong. It'll be on the out of bounds line, and Ryder will keep it. Chris, 13 of Ryder's 20 MAAC games have been decided by 5 points or less. 11 of those by 3 points or less. They're used to being in close games, but they have their work cut out for them.
With that being said, you have to understand, obviously, you're in a tough game. Take shots you know you can make. Don't pull a string. Be decisive. Look to score it when you're open.
The 2-minute mark, McKeithen. James trying to establish Ojiri Ojimuno Johnson. Murray is open. Going to get inside Dwight. Murray too strong, and the rebound of St. Peter's.
Thought Murray was trying to draw contact on that last shot. He usually goes to the floater, put a little bit extra on it.
St. Peter's being patient and almost threw it away. Did they? They did. Ojimuno Johnson with great defense, and with 90 seconds left, Ryder will get it back.
Jerry did a really good job reading that play, going strong to the basketball. Again, if you're St. Peter's, you're playing to win, not to lose. You can still be aggressive. If you're going to the cup, if you get fouled, you're going to the line. Look for Murray to possibly shoot the three ball on the return pass if he's at the top of the key.
It'll be Blue on the pull-up. Off the side of the rim, there is Murray. 70 seconds left. Murray pull-up. He'll knock it down.
Big time. Can you understand? Murray's your guy. He needs to take some shots. If they're going to, again, a lot of guys from Ryder are coming out of their sneakers. We need to talk to Adidas and get something going on over there.
Well, while we handle that, Bashir Mason's going to call timeout with tournament. 23 last night, 19 tonight. And to this point, that three in the corner, the shot of the game, with now 62 seconds left.
St. Peter's hasn't handled this pressure cleanly.
They double team Cardaci on the inbounds. Now Reed into the front court with inside of a minute remaining. Here's Jalen Murray, one-on-one with Dwight Murray.
And this is who you want the ball in his hands to close out the shot clock.
To the right hand, gets inside, throws it up, gets it to go!
That's when you got it going, Eddie. He was looking to pass, able to put it up. Big shot by Juju.
All shades of Ray Allen years ago at the Big East tournament. The pass, the shot, and Dwight Murray stepped on the out-of-bounds line again. St. Peter's will get it back.
St. Peter's again with the defense. It never fails. It travels consistent.
Call has been confirmed on the floor. Dwight Murray did step out. Time will stay the same. Ryder's going to have to foul, down 5.
Looks like Ryder has to foul. Let's see if they can come up with a quick steal before they foul.
So they look to get it in two. And they get it into Cardesi, who's able to spin away. And St. Peter's will take some valuable time off this clock before going to the line.
Again, Blue looked like he had timed that perfectly to come up with the steal. Unable to come up with it. So goes to the line. He's played an excellent ball game. Actually, I'm sorry. Cardesi going to the line. I thought that was So going to the line.
Big free throws for the veteran. First one calmly knocked down by Kyle Cardesi.
Now, Eddie, you said a number 10 seed has never advanced. Wow.
Why not have it be the team that a year ago won the league tournament and then proceeded to be the Cinderella of Cinderellas in the national tournament? Still have 24.9 left.
Light pressure.
Blocked.
And the contest.
Washington out of bounds. It'll stay here with 16.8.
And I talked about their defense. They don't know any better. Even on the shot, great contest here without a foul.
Here's McKeithen. He came down, he traveled with 15 seconds left.
Like I said, Eddie, again, defensively they get after you. Again, McKeithen looking to shoot the three. Murray comes over, changes the shot, violation, St. Peter's ball.
Here's the inbound to Murray. They'll have to give the foul, and they do with 14 seconds left in a 7-point game.
Again, Murray taking the leadership role, telling everybody to come to the free throw line. They're starting to feel really good about this basketball game with 14 seconds remaining.
Well, St. Peter's will pull all the players off of the free throw line. They'll let Jalen Murray step there himself, and he has been the man again tonight for the Peacocks.
Even with that miss, St. Peter's sits in really good position as a number of people start to exit the arena. Great job by this St. Peter's team. Again, the more talented Ryder basketball team hit in the face early. First half, a game of runs. St. Peter's in the second half made adjustments, stayed with the defense. I thought it was big for them to get into the bonus early.
Here's Murray. He'll glide towards the basket. Too strong. Latrell Reed pulls down the rebound. And as the final seconds tick off the clock, the St. Peter's Cinderella story has a second act. And it's unfolding here in Atlantic City as the 10th seed knocks off Ryder. St. Peter's 70, Ryder 60.